dark monster in my mind. He has
Okay, so you can call them sort of a newish indie pop soul group here in Vancouver, embracing elements of jazz. So if you like Hiatus Coyote, Corinne Bailey Rae, Daniel Caesar, Bad Bad Not Good, even like some of the chiller stuff of Kamasi Washington, one thing that's immediately obvious, to me at least, when I listen to Ramen Fog, is that this is a band with undeniable musical chops. I mean, we have Amy Tan with some really incredible utility and timbre in her voice. We have Rowan McDonald with really meaningful direction in his guitar chording and riffs. Adam Gold, he's not here today, but he's part of that core group that started the band with some really thoughtful, supportive drum patterns, pulling rhythms from different genres depending on the song. And altogether, when you listen to Ramen Fog play live, a lot of excellent balance, perhaps that can be expected from a band with connections to UBC's Jazz Club. And they've got, I think, a really satisfying and expert grip on harmony and composition. So this is Amy Tan and Rowan McDonald from Ramen Fog. Thank you, you guys, for being part of the show.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having us.
I guess, the first thing I want to ask is what's really captivating the band sonically right now as a group that pulls from so many genres?
Yeah, I think if you listen to a lot more of our recent things and the things that we've been writing that haven't really hit anybody's ears yet, it's a lot more jazz focused, I want to say, because we have two newer members, Josh and Ben, and they both have very deep roots in the jazz scene, and Josh himself is a big music nerd, so a lot of music theory, and so he really likes to play with complicated harmonies as well as offering different time signatures, as well as Adam. That's what he really does in the band, and so I think right now a lot of our music is becoming a bit more experimental in that way. Like, it's not necessarily just, you know, palatable pop anymore, but there's different time signatures, different harmonies that you wouldn't expect in a usual pop song.
Can you comment on some of the most difficult parts of working in music in Vancouver? Maybe compared to other locales, maybe you have friends in other cities that are working as musicians. What is it about Vancouver that might make it challenging?
Yeah, I mean, Vancouver, obviously the biggest, most glaring problem is expense. And people talk about housing all the time, but one thing that's huge for bands is practice space. So we've been really lucky for most of our lifetime as a band because our drummer happened to live with other musicians, happened to have roommates that enjoyed having people play music in their house. Now, you know, housing falls through and they've had to move, so now we're kind of grasping for places that are reasonable to practice at.
It's definitely been a struggle to kind of feel like what works for everybody in the band and what is something that everyone wants out of the band, right? Because it's not just me and Rowan, it's also the three other people that are in the band. And I think what we all agree on is writing music and creating music that we are proud of personally, and, you know, being able to create something that we love rather than worrying about, you know, what other people think.
Okay, so that's Ramen Fog, and they'll be playing at the Fox Cabaret on Main Street for Fox's 4x4 night on January 17th. That's 4 bands, $4, and City News will be there too, covering the show as part of a new special on our program, City News Connect, all about the venue's popular and affordable local band night, and we'll talk more about working as a Vancouver musician. Reporting in Vancouver, Kier Junos, City News.